Okay, so we've got here the spiritual daily order, and this is the handout that we have for you. And we'll just start from the top here. I've got a scripture quote from Gospel of John, and this is Jesus saying, "I sanctify myself for them." And so that's really, again, our purpose here is that we want to all become saints. We all want to become members of heaven. And so this is our purpose every day, right, is to become holy and perfect in love. And that's really important to remember. Perfect in love, not perfect in all the things that we do, all of our accomplishments, but to be perfect in love. And so how do we figure out what that goal is, for each month? And this is where, my striving for the month. You all have your goals that you're working towards. We've all given you plenty to work on. And so, this can be something that is very practical, such as maybe my elimination diet, is I'm going to stick to that, and then some of you maybe notice that, because of this, I've become more aware of my impatience or my anger or my, habit with, eating late at night, things like that, so I'm going to work on, temperance with my diet. I'm going to be able to make those changes. It might be something like patience, and it can be just general like that. I really like working towards virtues. I think, we'll go into this more later, but working towards a virtue can be really powerful, because what are we doing? Rooting out of vice. And it might even be something just like being kind. I'm going to focus on being, kindness towards my husbands, and we're really going to work on our relationship. Sorry. So you can put anything, in there like that. Obviously put in the month and year that it is. And sorry, back to my striving. If you're struggling, if you don't have a good idea, or you're not really sure about this, just send us a message. We'd love to hear your ideas, or we'd love to get new ideas ourselves too. So if you think of something that's really poignant right there for you, then you can have that. And sometimes it's helpful. Like I left notes down here for my goals. What are you working towards? And maybe that's a good reminder, of your things, your goals for the month that we've established with you, and maybe that you have for yourself as a reminder. So that can also be helpful. Just kind of keep that frame of mind in there. But really then all you're going to do is just type in here, starting with the most important things. Okay, and I left this down here at the bottom: my relationship with God, Blessed Mother, myself, family and friends, and work. Okay, down here at the bottom. So starting with God, how are you going to order your day to make sure that you put those relationships first? So you really only start with a few things. So how am I going to improve my relationship with God? Well, maybe, you're not praying very much throughout the day. So we need to just start with, a morning prayer. Okay. Sorry, expand this here. Do that. Okay. So I need to start with morning prayer, and then, I'm going to put a time on it for 10 minutes. Okay. And then in the same way, I like to order it, for my day. Okay. And then we need to put, an evening prayer. I want to go to bed, having prayed. So let's put evening prayer on here too. Okay. Maybe this time I'm going to do it with scripture. Okay. I'm going to start working through one of the Gospels is the best place to start, honestly. I know many of you are doing like the Bible in a year, so maybe you need to put that in there, that I'm going to do my evening prayers Bible in the year. There's an example. And that really helps us, focus our day, end and start our day around the Lord and focusing on God. Okay, right here. And then we're also going to focus on working on ourselves. And so those are the times when you're going to start saying, okay, I like to exercise in the morning, or I know that's the best time that I can do it. And exercise is the best time for me to do it, first thing in the morning. So I'm going to say, I'm going to start my day with 20 minutes of exercise, and I'm going to do that at least 5 days a week. So then you can go through and you can check off, and you can see, I did it today. Okay, let me expand these. Okay, I can see that I did it 5 days in a row. Here, hold on, let my computer load. There we go. So I did it 5 days in a row. Maybe I took 1 day off, but then I was able to get it 5 days for the week. Take another day off, for example. Okay, so there's exercise. That's taking care of myself. The other one we know is diet. So, whatever you're going to put in there for maybe your elimination diet, or, no sugar is a really challenging one, right? And you can say, all right, I did it for today, right? Every day, okay, maybe I had a slip up, okay? And so those are all the, good ones for how am I going to, improve my relationship, with myself. I'm taking care of myself. Maybe sleep is a really tough one for you. I'm going to say I'm going to sleep, 7 to 8 hours, a night. Okay. So those can all be examples in there. And then my family and friends, how am I putting them first? Okay. How am I putting them first? So my family is going to be, I'm going to be spending, quality time. Okay. With them. Okay. I'm going to be keeping the house in order. We're going to be starting with, maybe some daily chores, or maybe we just need Sunday, a Sunday meal together. We're going to start doing that again, or we're going to have a game night again. All of those things to make sure you put those priorities, first. It can even be, a monthly, outing together, things that you ensure that those, your family and your friends too come first. Okay. And then work. How can I be, better about, maybe for you, it's taking care of the house. Maybe it's volunteering, things like that you're going to ensure that. And then also, with work, that I'm not going to spend too much time working, right? So maybe you feel like you're working too much. So I'm going to stay under, 45 hours a week at work, right? Okay. Same thing. Or I'm gonna keep my workspace clean. I'm gonna do, every night before I leave the office. So I'm gonna clean, off my desk, every night, or maybe it's once a week. That's fine too. And so it kind of starts adding up. And I really recommend, focusing on the important things here. Maybe we'll take out a couple of them, things like that. And then you maybe only have 3 or 4 or 5 things that you're going to start with, because sometimes it's really hard. And those are just examples. It's really hard to make a lot of these changes and feel like you're having to make a lot of these changes yourself. And really the point here is that you're making new habits, right? So you're building new habits into your day, into your routine, getting your body used to that, yourself used to that. Okay. And so those are some examples. If you feel like, you might be stuck with some ideas, please, again, reach out to us. And again, I like to organize it in the list according to how my day goes. So I kind of have that just mental imagery there, that I know how my day is supposed to be ordered, because I might throw in, something in the middle that I want to, kind of order my day by. So that's kind of just how my brain works. And then at the bottom here, we've got, some notes, just some things, maybe phrases that come up to you in scripture, or, things that you realize, or stuff you want to work out for next month. And then the other one is, whom do I offer this month? So, a lot of you are going through a lot of really challenging things right now. Obviously, you're making a lot of sacrifices, certainly, in the midst of suffering and pain. So who am I going to offer this up for? This is how we have a chance to enter into the life of Christ, in order to, accept the cross that he's given us, in order to earn salvation. This is what he wanted for us, is to say, you have a chance to enter into this with me, and to gain heaven. So we want to use all that pain and all that suffering to enter into the sufferings of Christ. And really, it really very helps when you think of somebody that you're doing it for, somebody that you also know is hurting, somebody that is struggling, especially somebody that maybe doesn't know the Lord, or you feel like, could really use some prayer and some help. So again, maybe you're working on your relationship, in your marriage, and it's your husband. And maybe you have a son or daughter that has been, estranged, or has really been, wandering. So, my kids, or also, maybe just one of my coworkers that I know is struggling, and I want to reach out to her. Okay. So whom do I offer this month? And then we also want to pay attention to my weaknesses. This is going to be huge, and this is really going to help if you're struggling with things like weight loss, if you're struggling with maintaining gains. It's what we hear a lot. If you're struggling to stay on target, what is tripping me up? Is it my anger? Is it my hopelessness? Do I have a lot of fear? Um, and do I not move past, my failures very well? Okay. What are the things that are tripping you up? Okay, and we need to pay attention to that. Maybe, like we mentioned before, it's the late night snacks. You get really stressed out, okay, and you head for the food instead of heading for some evening prayer with that restlessness. Okay, so pay attention to those things because they're going to help you next month. Pay attention to what are my next, what goes in my daily order the next month, and how am I understanding how I am responding to challenges. And then again, we talked about having, my goals there at the bottom. So, then just a reminder that I'm going through this no sugar diet, or I'm eliminating gluten or dairy, things like that. And then also that I really need to focus on exercise or sleep, or especially stress. Okay, to keep those at the forefront of your mind. As you go through this. So please reach out to us with questions that you have. Again, it's not meant to be overwhelming, and especially, I hear this all the time, it is not meant to be a checklist. It's meant to keep you accountable. It's meant to bring order to your day. And it's meant to, like I said before, really keep everything in balance, everything in check, that you're not putting too much into one or another thing, okay? So thank you so much for your time. Please reach out if you're struggling with this, and then you can check out the handout and start working on it for yourself.